Elten, a manufacturer of safety shoes since 1910. Well, but how comes such a shoe actually into being? One thing is for sure, a safety shoe has to resist to a variety of threats in working life, such as nails or high weight. First of all, there's always the idea of a shoe. Before digitalizing the idea, it is still drawn by hand at Elten, with much love to detail work. As if to say, cobbler, stick to your last. Every single component of the shoe is finally created with the aid of a CAD program. This kind of shoe consists of approximately 50 individual components. The boot leg, which is still handmade, and all other parts are put together in many individual production steps. Right here, for instance, we see how an idea is realized with a few stitches. This still really is an art with a special passion for details. The insole is the basis of the safety shoe. Our feet are in contact with this part of the shoe most of the time. This green-looking something you see right here is responsible for the final profile of the shoe. You call it last. This aid enables us to give the shoe its form during the production process. Right now the boot leg is pulled over the last. Again in slow motion. The employee pulls the boot leg, so to say the shoe without sole, over the last in order to give the shoe its form. Roughly 1.5 million Elten safety shoes leave the production facilities every year. Heine van Elten now explains to us something about the core of a safety shoe, the protective toe cap. Toe caps can consist either of steel, plastic or aluminium. This depends on the field of use. The toe cap, which we still use most commonly, is made of steel, as it has a very good price-performance ratio. Alternatively, there are aluminium toe caps, which might have metallic parts so that they can't be used close to induction loops, for instance. That's why composite toe caps become more and more popular, as they are completely metal-free. They can be used close to induction loops or security checkpoints. This employee right here is the master of every toe cap which leaves the production facilities. He does it as follows. The toe cap is fixed with hot glue and afterwards it is compressed with 6 bars for 6 seconds. Quite fast, right? Then the material is steamed in order to raise its smoothness and for preparing the boot leg for being pinched. Hereby the upper is pulled under the last and fixed to the sole. The shoe now gets its final form. Right now, the shoe is ready for being sold. Just some little preparations and the shoe is ready for the next step. Well, the toe cap is made to resist to any sort of demand, isn't it? Any material reaches its performance limit where it gets broken or out of shape. You always have to find a compromise between wearing comfort and safety requirements. But all regular situations of danger are for sure covered. We are quite relieved to hear that. In the next production step, the shoe gets its stability, the sole. The machine which soles the shoes can handle up to 400 different types of shoes. From a boot for fire brigades to the anti-static shoe for the microchip industry. This is a machine which produces TPU-PU soles. These are shoes with a relatively sporty design. But there are also shoes which have a rubber sole or a PU sole, shoes which have a main focus on slip resistance or heat resistance. This is why we produce more than 400 different types of shoes, as there isn't such a thing as an all-purpose sole. And what do you need for that? A lot of polyurethane, of course. In order to avoid accidents caused by sharp objects penetrating the sole, some shoes also get a penetration-resistant steel midsole. But first of all, the aluminium mold is being greased so that it won't stick to the shoe. Now some polyurethane is put into the mold and the sole gets its profile. Finally, the shoe is connected with the sole. An industrial robot now removes excessive rests before the shoe's journey continues. The finishing touches are still done manually, a very special attribute of Elten. In the following steps, the precision work is done. This is some sort of revision carousel, where the shoe passes different stations. Of course, the shoe is being controlled at every single station, because safety shoes also want to look good in the end. Today's safety shoes can't be compared anymore with safety shoes from the 1970s. Nowadays, safety shoes are being designed by the same persons who also design trekking shoes or trainers, of course additionally equipped with the requirements for safety shoes. Not everything from fashion can be put into practice, but many things have meanwhile become possible. Right here, an employee removes excessive rests of polyurethane, which the machine didn't remove itself. Rests of glue are being removed, and right here the shoe is recolored. And of course, some polish spray won't be missed out. Certainly, a shoe also needs laces. It's good to know that all these production steps are still made in Germany. Our company is now 100 years old, and there are also families which have been working here for many generations. That's why we have a certain responsibility as entrepreneurs. On the other hand, we try to find niche products with our R&D department in order to develop products which still can be produced in Germany. With our individuality and our commitment to customers' demands, we believe that we are able to continue producing here in Udem, and that's why we also make high investments into this location. Finally, the shoe is examined thoroughly for a last time. By the way, this small brown ribbon right here signalizes that the shoe has to be reworked again. Now the shoe only has to be packed for its final journey. From the logistics center, which is directly located at the motorway, the shoes leave into the working world all over Europe. With complete justification, you can therefore say, people wearing Elten safety shoes are safe with every move they make. Elten safety shoes.